In December last year, 2 world champions were crowned without leaving their homes. It wasn't that long ago that the turbo trainer was purely a training aid, useful if you were aiming for Olympic gold, but not so much fun for the more casual cyclist.
Rude but effective, I think, is the best way to describe the early days of turbo trainers. They were so useful to us because they allowed us to control the effort. We could compare things with past, present and future. We could simulate efforts without interruption, and they were just a really useful part of the arsenal.
That analytical approach helped Boardman set numerous world records, wear the Tour's yellow jersey and win Olympic gold.
Well, I think the main problem is because you could focus on all of those things, you also couldn't escape. There was no scenery to distract you. There was no micro rests going round bends. There's no little downhills to get a breather. You just couldn't hide from the fact that it's very unpleasant and you know precisely how long it's going to last. So no, they were a means to an end, but fun they weren't.
No fun, and ultimately not the same as being out on the road due to one crucial missing element.
Riding a bike, 90% of your energy is pushing air out the way. In the virtual world, that goes away. So it's fascinating to see that we're getting people now starting to simulate that and put it into apps and to give you a benefit or a plus for riding close behind somebody. And I think it's fascinating.
Considerations are made for air density, aerodynamic drag of the rider, as well as their bike, wheels, and equipment, such as a helmet. This creates a virtual draft behind the rider that is then communicated to any rider nearby. Adjustments to the calculations are made for those in the virtual drafting zone to modify their aerodynamic drag and create a realistic drafting effect.
So sitting behind somebody else on a bike reasonably close, so let's say this kind of distance from their wheel, you're probably talking about at least a 30% drop in the amount of energy you have to produce to go the same speed as somebody on the front, so it's huge.
The arrival of apps like Trainer Road, Sufferfest, Ruvi, RGT and Zwift, and the development of virtual drafting have paired entertainment and gaming to indoor cycling.
Recreating familiar drafting not only gives riders a sense of realism, but it also has meaningful training value when used as part of a race training and preparation plan. Learning how to maximize your position virtually to optimize your draft is a way to fine-tune your racecraft outdoors. Planning, positioning, and recreating a race situation are all skills that riders can improve through training. Recreating a familiar drafting experience outdoors helps add to that experience.
I mean, indoor trainers have become ever more sophisticated. I've avoided them for 20 years, literally 20 years, and I've only just in the last couple of months with the really cold weather decided that I would give it a go and I'd plug into this virtual world and try it out.
As the science behind the platforms continues to improve the experience of training indoors, so the gaming and entertainment elements open even more possibilities. From virtual cobbled classics to virtual grand tours.
I found it fascinating, and being able to climb hills and simulate hills, it just adds to that distraction that we didn't have back in the day. It was just all about training and effort, and now there's an element of entertainment to it. They've come on leaps and bounds, but ultimately you're always going to suffer.